Hello, friends. Crystal here, your vibrant BF, and welcome to week 4, the final week of Audacity August. What a interesting month this has been. I was going to say incredible, but that didn't feel right. It's been a lot this month. We've had eclipses. We are still in eclipse season. We've got full moons and just there's just a lot. There's a lot of energy for this month. We are in the last month before we go into the Burr months. We just switched over into a Virgo season. Virgo, me is a Virgo. So yeah, but anyway, happy final 4th week of Audacity August. So what do we do when we come together? We take this moment to center ourselves and ground in this moment. So close your eyes if it's safe and sit up nice and tall, like someone has a string pulling your head and spine. Take a deep breath in for 4 and hold and release. One more time. Deep breath in for 4. Hold and release. So let's start this 4th and final week with a little recap. Week 1 was all about getting to the root. We were asking the questions, the what, when, why, where, and how to live in our audacity for this month. Then we went into week 2 with talking about whatever emotions were brought up with us getting to the root and realizing, yikes, this wasn't even mine. Oh my gosh, this doesn't even serve me. Oh, this is low vibrational. Now what do I do? How do I transmute, acclimatize these triggers and emotions? And how do I let these triggers become my teachers? And then last week we talked about the rewilding, essentially getting back to our original selves, our authentic selves, and digging up and whatnot. So this week, the 4th and final week of Audacity August, we are talking about action. It doesn't matter what you learn, what you hear, what I share, what you see, what you read, if there's no action behind it. So this month, we're going to talk about action for our audacity, anchoring in deeper into our authenticity, all that good stuff. So I want to first start off by saying, I don't know what kind of month you've had. Like I said, we've had a lot of things going on in the cosmos, but I just want to let you know that the feeling is fleeting. That could go for so many things. The one thing we can always depend on is change. The sooner we allow ourselves to surrender into the flow of life, the ebbs and the flows. Think of an ocean, right? The tide goes out, the tide comes in. That is life. We are constantly navigating the winds and the waves and the currents that's our life. And the more we can surrender, we become skilled salesmen. We become skilled sailors. The more we can surrender to what life is going to do, we chart our course and we are open. Okay. So one of the first things I really thought about when I was thinking about this week and what I wanted to share was the fear of failure. Fear is the false evidence appearing as real, right? We talked about this before about fear and danger being separate, being different. Though they're used interchangeably, danger is an actual threat, but fear is usually an illusion, a programming, a perception, a story that we've told ourselves. And we have this fear of failure when really there is no such thing as failure. There is lessons, and there's training, and there's discipline, and there's consequences, and there's things like that, but it's not necessarily failure. As long as you have breath in your body and you're choosing again, you're winning. And when we can release the expectations, when we can release the what are people going to think, when we can release beliefs and limiting beliefs, low vibrations that no longer serve us, the sooner we can really start leaning more into our audacity. So releasing the fear of failure. I want you to think about when a baby starts to walk. They're going to stumble and they're going to fall. Does that make them less than? Does that mean they will never walk? No, they're going to fall. So that is just like us. As we continually grow and learn and navigate this life, we are going to fall. We are going to have setbacks. We are going to have what people may deem as failure. But if you choose to relabel that as, well, a lesson to learn, as feedback, as a guide, as deeper alignment, to say, ooh, I really didn't like that, and so I can shift this way now, versus like, I failed. That's it. It's not it. It's it when you give up. It's it when you're dead. But until then, you get to choose each and every day how you show up. What are the steps that you're moving in? How are you leaning into your audacity? How are you choosing to see your life? And part of audacity is play, curiosity. Remember, the definition was courage and boldness and sometimes being rude. And we have to lean into these practices and these principles. This is the action behind living in your audacity. And it's okay, right? Fear is guaranteed, or failure is guaranteed. You are guaranteed to quote unquote fail. You are guaranteed to quote unquote stumble, to be cringe, to upset people, to be considered rude, to whatever the case. Go ahead and make peace with that in your body. Not everybody's going to like me. Not everybody's going to get it. It doesn't matter, because it's not about them. So one of the action steps I really want you to lean into is focusing on you. You. I know it's glamorized to be a martyr, and to be people pleasing, but I really want you to focus on you. I want you to go. I think one of the most audacious humans are children. They don't give a about what people say, think, do, whatever. They're going to wear their tutu and their angel wings and their Spider-Man mask and their rain boots or their cowboy boots, and they're going to dance, and they're going to play in the puddle, and they're going to sing at the top of their voice their favorite song, and they're going to express when they're not happy about something, and it is so beautiful, and they laugh from their soul. This is the kind of action I want you to live in. I want you to live in the play. I want you to live in the curiosity. I want you to live in the, oops, I fell down. Guess what? I got back up. Let's go. Because really nobody knows what we're doing, right? Everybody is living this life that they're in for the first time, right? And we're all doing the best we can from our level of consciousness. So when we can decide to show up and live in our audacity, to live in our truth, to live in our authenticity, that is where the magic is. That is where the alignment is. That's where the authenticity lives. That's where our expansion, our abundance, our growth, our love, our peace, our joy, all these things, that's where it lays. That's where it lies, in the in-between, in the messy, in the unsure, and the big audacious movements, and the jumps, and the fear. That's where it lives. It's not in these constructs that have kept you small, right? You're doing too much. Be grateful for what you have. Not to say that that's bad, but you can be grateful for what you have while leaning and being excited for what's to come. Okay. I want you to think, another action is I want you to think audaciously. I want you to think big. I want you to think big, because what's big? What's big to the universe? What's big to you floating on a space rock? I mean, anything is possible. Even the word says I'm possible. I want you to live in the expectant state. I want you to wake up expecting miracles. I want you to wake up thinking, this could be literally the best day of my life. This could literally, I could meet someone, something could happen, I could read something that could shift the trajectory of my life for the better. I want you to really expect audacious things. I want you to expect miracles. I want you to expect abundance. I want you to expect joy and play and laughter and ease and flow. One of the questions I asked from week 1 was, what if it gets to be easy? And when I say what if it gets to be easy, it doesn't necessarily mean there's not work behind it. It's just, what if you choose to just lay and surrender to the flow of it? What if you choose not to force? I'm very much flow over force any day, because what is for you is for you. Okay? You don't have to fight for what is yours. And when you surrender and expect and know that it's coming and move in that direction and align into it, the universe, God, source has nothing else to do but to conspire to get that for you. Okay. So you choose yourself, and I want you to choose yourself in different environments. I want you to make sure you're placing yourself in places that feel good to your nervous system. I want you to surround yourself with people that can hear you and understand you and see your vision. And guess what? There may be a season where you may be a little lonely, but I still want you to choose yourself, because when you choose yourself and you are in your own vibration that feels authentically you, your vibe will attract your tribe, that people that will see that same frequency, that are on similar frequencies. I want you to continue to put action behind rewiring limiting beliefs. Stop fighting for your limitations. I'm going to say it again. Stop fighting for your limitations. You are capable of living, doing, seeing, dreaming, having, being anything that's even if it's in your imagination, if it's in your dreams, it's because it's available to you. That's another action I want you to think about, is daydreaming. I want you to daydream more. I want you to literally imagine your life. Somebody just deposited $10 million. Somebody says you never have to work again. Somebody gave you your dream trip. Something happened so that whatever it is, I want you to daydream and play and imagine. I know the world is heavy and hard and ugly in many, many ways. And also, it's beautiful and expansive and abundant. And you get to decide what you're going to focus on. So I want you to daydream and imagine yourself living in your highest timeline, even bigger than your highest timeline, because you probably can't even fathom all the goodness that could await you. That does await you if you just choose to align into it. Remember, the universe is not on a budget. What's too little, what's too big? There is no such thing. Okay. Our job is to align our mind, body, spirit, right? Our coherence into the new frequency, into our new timeline, into our authenticity, into audacious living, audacity to live in our authenticity. I want you to create space figuratively and literally. I want you to clean out your closet, your drawers, your home, your living, whatever. I want you to create space, symbolizing you making room for beautiful, expansive, abundant things, a life that feels good, that feels aligned. I want you to create space in your body by meditating and journaling, writing down as if it's already happened. Writing things down increases it by happening by over 40%. It's scientifically proven. When you write in a positive, already happened state, I'm so happy and grateful that I got my job promotion that was well over what I thought I would be able to get. I'm so happy and grateful that my business idea took off and I get to help and live in this abundant state while helping others. I'm so happy and grateful that I found the love of my life. I'm so happy and grateful that my body is healed. I'm so happy and grateful that I am able to live in liberation and have options and freedom and expansion and that type of thing. Write it down. Realize that part of the action of living in your authenticity is feeling good. Feeling good is the work. And I want you to take a moment to breathe each and every morning. Before you go to bed, write down what you're grateful for. Think about what you're grateful for. Imagine yourself living in your highest timeline, right? At this point. Then when you wake up, first thing I want you to do before you grab your phone and start getting consumed and sucked into the world, I want you to think about what kind of day you're having. Remember, I'm waking up expecting miracles. I'm waking up knowing that I am favored, right? That favor isn't fair and things happen to me all the time. I have the best luck, but I'm just choosing to live in my full expanded self. And that works in my favor every time. I'm always at the right place at the right time. I want you to create more. I want you to stop consuming as much, right? I want you to paint. I want you to read. I want you to journal. I want you to build, sew. Whatever it is, create more. Think of a child, right? Outside. Make a tree house, make a beautiful meal, sew a cute outfit, build a flower crown, create more than you consume. I want you to be intentional about how you show up each and every day. I want you to realize that you are creating safety in the body to hold more, to receive more, to live in more abundance. That has to have a nervous system that is balanced, that there's harmony, that there's coherence, that your baseline is at a beautiful resting state, right? That you're not living in survivor and fight or flight. And I know your reality be like, well, I have no money. And so I literally am living in fight or flight. I really am living in scarcity. I really am. That is my 3D reality. And that's maybe true. So imagine what it's going to be like when that is no longer your truth. Just because that's where you are now is from what you already created. So now what do you want to create? So if you want more abundance, then do that. It's not necessarily the money. It's the freedom that the money allows. Okay. Yes, money. Yes. But it's the freedom, it's the liberation, it's the options that it affords you. I don't like this house. I can move without a problem. I don't like this state. I move. I don't like this country. I don't like this job. I can move. I whatever it is, something's not in alignment. I have the choice and freedom and liberation to move accordingly because I have the resource. I am infinitely supported, right? That's part of waking up and choosing and expecting abundance and choosing and expecting. I am infinitely supported. These are things I really tell myself. Everything always works out for me. I always get everything I want, right? Everything is working together for my highest timeline. And it just keeps expanding and growing. And then I'm like, why stop there? Why stop there? Right? We live in an abundant world. Even though we're told and conditioned one thing, we're not fighting for those limitations. We're living in audacity. We're choosing boldness. We're being courageous. If that means being rude, what people may deem as rude because we're holding a boundary, because we're choosing self, then so be it. But the biggest takeaway for Audacity August is to let you know that you are worthy. You are worthy right now, just as you are. You are worthy. If you can see it, if you can dream it, it's because you are capable of having it. And the only reason it's not in your 3D now is because you haven't aligned into that frequency. So that's the action step, is aligning into the frequency. It's rewiring the thoughts. It's not fighting for the limitations. It's releasing what doesn't serve you. It's leaning into what does. It's expanding. It's creating. It's choosing joy. It's imagining. It's daydreaming. It's having curiosity. It's laughing. It's being in spaces and places and around people that see you, that get you. Even if that's by yourself for a season, it's understanding that it's flow, not force. It's truly believing that anything is available for you. There is nothing too big. There is nothing too grand. You are worthy to live audaciously, to live in your authenticity. You are able, capable, and I believe in you. I believe that you showing up and watching the videos and seeing and following me, for example, I'm a very big believer on living in your magic. I believe that life is but a vapor, so make the most of it. Play, live in your audacity. I am so grateful for all of you who have been here. Please drop in the comments what you are taking away from Audacity August. How are you going to show up? It's progress, not perfection. Lean into failure. It's going to happen. Failure, stumbling blocks, release that fear. It's okay. You, quote unquote, failing is showing that you're trying and being intentional and living. So keep doing that. Keep leaning into the nudges, keep showing up, keep daydreaming, keep being curious, keep laughing, keep choosing joy, choosing gratitude, putting yourself in spaces and places where you can be expansive and abundant because the world needs you. The world needs your gifts, your talents, your creativity, your arts. The world needs you now more than ever. Have a beautiful start to your Burr months. I'm so grateful for you all being here this month. And until next time, my friends, bye-bye.